Okay, so let me see if I can get this straight. Triple H gets the referee to agree to do a fast 3 count so that Daniel Bryan wins the belt. And for the referee to blame Daniel Bryan for being in cahoots with him to do the 3 count so that Triple H can strip Daniel Bryan of the title, take it and have it vacated, and then he's going to take that referee and fire him, but at the same time take care of him financially for doing what Triple H asked him to do. And this is all to get Randy Orton to become his old asshole aggressive self, because that's the kind of guy they're looking for the WWE champion. Does that about cover it? Holy shit, we're so fucking deep. Where the hell is Leo DiCaprio, huh? Hey, there he is. Raw review for Monday Night Raw episode for September 16th, 2013. And there are 3 words that are going to best describe this show, and you're going to hear me say these 3 words over and over again throughout this review. Over the top. This episode of Raw was just way over the top with its storylines and its acting. Oh my god. And this shit was just so out of control. The show opens up with Daniel Bryan. He comes out and he's getting huge reaction from the crowd. Big Daniel Bryan chants. Big yes chants. The crowd's going fucking berserk for him. But Triple H comes out right away, and then this fucking Triple H, man, he not only does he himself talk in circles, but he manages to take instant replays and make them go in circles. He showed the fucking instant replay of the 3 counts from last night like what felt like 1,000,000 times. His shit was ridiculous. He did the replays just like he talks around in circles over and over and over again. What is with this guy? Does he just sit back there with WWE Creative and say, I'm gonna get out there and I'm just gonna say, I want to say this one thing, but I'm gonna say it like 7 fucking times. Does WWE think that is entertaining television? I don't get it. It makes it fucking boring. So anyway, the Triple H, he brings the ref out. The ref implicates Daniel Bryan. Triple H tries to take the title from Bryan. Bryan says no. So Orton comes out, gives him an RKO, and then Triple H takes the title. So this opening segment, I liked Daniel Bryan standing up to Triple H and having to take an RKO to give up that title. But where they're going with this storyline, it's just way too over the top. Because then, Triple H fires the referee, and, he's basically revealing that he's the one that was behind the whole thing. But at this point, this storyline is just so overly complicated and convoluted that it's just too ludicrous. I just am checked out of it at this point. It just is way too over the top. I mean, I have played JRPGs that have better told and better laid out storylines than what the WWE is trying to do here. It's just too fucking messy. And I just don't care at this point. I mean, you're going to do this entire big sloppy fucking mess just to say that in the end, yeah, Triple H was behind the whole thing. What? Why have to make it so overly complicated? I'm being serious here when I say this. This just feels like some shitty TNA storyline. I used to watch TNA a lot a few years ago, and they had some real shit fucking storylines, and that is exactly what this feels like to me. I'm sorry, but this just feels like a real bad TNA storyline. They just throw as much stuff in there as they possibly can and complicate it so much for what? I don't even understand why they're doing it. Apparently they must think it's good TV, but to me, I am losing interest fast. But this is no fault of Daniel Bryan's, or even Randy Orton's for that matter. It's really Triple H and the creative team behind the fucking decision that they think, yes, this is a good way to go. It's just fucking stupid. So up next, we got Dean Ambrose versus Dolph Ziggler in a non-title match this time. A rematch from the pay-per-view. And Ziggler won the match. He got the clean pinfall victory with the zigzag on Dean Ambrose. And, you know, the crowd was really behind Ziggler. It was great that he got this victory. But to me, I believe that if Ziggler were to win that U.S. title off of Dean Ambrose, I just think that's a fucking step backwards. Ziggler is World Heavyweight Championship material, and giving him that U.S. title belt, it's keeping him in that mid-card, you know, just forever. But at the same time, a series of matches between Dean Ambrose and Dolph Ziggler, I think could be pretty cool, pretty badass, and I would like to see that. Up next, we got Fandango versus R-Truth in a match that I just didn't fucking care about. Fandango won. So what? Moving on. Oh, here we go. Here's a good segment. Dusty Rhodes comes out next. They're making a big deal about Dusty Rhodes coming out. This whole thing with Cody Rhodes going on. Dusty comes out. He gets on the mic. And Dusty Rhodes, he's very good on the mic. He's talking about family and children being the most important thing. And Stephanie comes out and basically she says that, you know, they got one job opening. And you're either going to give it to Cody Rhodes or Goldust, Dustin Rhodes. So, and she's going to make Dusty Rhodes pick which one of his kids is going to get the job, basically. And there was some serious shouting back and forth between Dusty and Stephanie McMahon. I don't know how much of that was scripted, because Dusty was really trying hard to talk over Stephanie, and then she was trying to do the same thing to him. So they were getting in each other's face, and that was kind of cool to see. All right, so Dusty doesn't decide. You know, he refuses to make the decision. He tells Stephanie to go to hell, which was awesome. So then Stephanie, she brings out the Shield, and then she brings out the Big Show, and says that Dusty has to decide how he's going to take it. Destroyed by the Shield or punched in the face by the Big Show. And I got to tell you, once Big Show came out, I knew exactly what was going to happen. And once again, I found myself checking out of the storyline. Because when Big Show comes out, I know they're just bringing him out there to cry. He's just coming out to just bawl all over the fucking place. That's all he's good for anymore nowadays, apparently. And I don't want to see that shit. Big Show crying is not good television to me. And that's exactly what happens. He blubbers about, and then he hugs Dusty, and then punches him in the face, and they come out with the stretcher, they wheel him out into the ambulance. Big Show's all like, oh God, I don't want to do it. Don't make me do it. I can't. It's too over the top for me. When it gets to this point, it is so incredibly ludicrous. I just can't get into it. I can't follow it anymore. I can't. But until Big Show came out, I liked everything that was happening between Dusty and Stephanie McMahon. That was good stuff. And I know they're setting up for what looks like probably a Survivor Series main event between Team Dusty and Team McMahon. At least I think that's where this is going to go. But this shit tonight, with them talking about... They kept giving these medical updates throughout the night. Okay, Dusty's neck, his neck and his spine are hurt, but he's going to be okay. His vitals are good. He's alive, folks. Dusty Rhodes is alive. Well, that's good, because I'm pretty sure that everybody in the upper WWE management would be immediately arrested if they brought out a near 70-year-old man, put him in the middle of the ring, and fucking killed him Apollo Creed style. I mean, this shit was just too unbelievable. But he's alive, don't worry. Dusty Rhodes is alive. Up next was a big Divas fail segment. I'm just going to call them fail segments from now on. You know, it was pretty much every diva in the fucking company out in the middle of the ring or somewhere around the ring. AJ was on commentary, but she didn't really have much to say that was of any interest this week, so who cares? Up next was RVD versus Damian Sandow. And I don't know what the matches are going to be before the show starts, you know. I I see them as they happen. So when these two came out to put on a match, I was sitting on my couch thinking, yes, here we go. This is going to be a good match. I know these two guys can work, and I think they're going to work well together. Well, too bad this match was barely maybe 5 fucking minutes, and then RVD won clean. And why? What a wasted opportunity, in my opinion, to put on a long, solid match. Why do they got to make it 5 minutes? Oh, I know. Creative team was like, no, we got to save more time for Big Show crying. Where can we cut it? Oh, here, this RVD Sandow match. Fuck that. We need more Big Show crying. All right, up next, Randy Orton versus The Miz. And they're in Miz's hometown, and he's hugging his mom, his dad, and Orton comes out and fucking attacks The Miz outside the ring while he's hugging his parents. The shit was funny. It was funny because they actually have a match after the commercial break, and the whole time they're panning over to Miz's parents, especially his mom, and his mom's sobby, sad face. It was just the acting was just so over the top. And that was her. And then you had Miz's dad, who was just stood there like he was looking for the closest fucking beer distributor so he could get a fucking Budweiser and get the hell out of there. He looked like he didn't give a shit about what was going on. And his mom was about to have a fucking heart attack because of what was happening. It was ridiculous. But the match ended in a double count out, I believe. And then Orton, he gets a chair, gets Miz in the ring, and puts his head in the chair, and he does this running knee drop onto Miz's head in the chair there, and that was a pretty cool spot. I like that. And then they got to stretcher Miz out. So, I mean, at this point, the stuff with the referee, with Triple H, and that whole fucking, complicated mess, Dusty Rhodes being stretchered out, and Big Show blubbering all over the place, and now Miz's mom, having a fucking heart attack at the ringside. It's just too over the top. It's just too much. And then this shit just keeps going, because Paul Heyman comes out in a wheelchair with Ryback. Paul Heyman says that it wasn't the plan for Ryback to interfere in that match. Ryback did that of his own accord. He just showed up, and he's so extremely thankful to Ryback for saving his ass, basically. And then Ryback gets on the mic, and he tries to say bully, but he winds up saying bully like every fucking time. Where's my bully at? Give me some extra cheese and pepperoni in that bully. Then Paul Heyman kissed Ryback on the cheek to end the segment. I don't fucking know, man. I just don't know. Up next was the Usos versus Tons of Fucking Shit versus Jack Swagger and Antonio Cesaro. This is an elimination match for the tag team title #1 contendership. Not too much to say here. Usos won. There you go. All right, up next is the main event. Daniel Bryan versus Roman Reigns, and you have Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose and Randy Orton are out at ringside. And this match, this was a pretty solid match. I enjoyed it. Except for the part where they purposefully slowed down the action in the ring so that they could bring up the replays again of the 3 counts from the pay-per-view last night. Like, they devoted a whole 5 fucking minutes to this in the middle of the match. It was fucking stupid. Like, haven't you covered it enough already? You have to devote, match time, main event match time to this? I mean, we know what's going on. You don't have to bring it up again during a match that I would like to see. But other than that, I like this match. It picked up a lot at the end with Daniel Bryan. He landed shots on all 3 members of the Shield, Rollins and Reigns, who were outside Rollins and Ambrose, who were outside the ring. And then he comes back in, and he takes this nasty jumping clothesline from Roman Reigns. That shit looked badass. I mean, when Daniel Bryan took that clothesline, it was pretty cool. But then, right after that, Daniel Bryan gets the LeBell Lock in on Reigns, but not for long, because Orton comes in, and then he gets the LeBell Lock on Randy Orton, and that's when ref calls DQ. Bryan wins by disqualification. Then the Shield comes in, and Orton they're attacking Daniel Bryan. And it looks like, at this point, that we're going to get the same thing that we've been getting for weeks, which is just Daniel Bryan getting his ass kicked. This time, Randy Orton gets the chair, puts Daniel Bryan's head in it, like he's going to do the same thing he did to Miz earlier in the night. And at that point, a bunch of guys from the locker room backstage come running out. You had the primetime players. Dolph Ziggler was out there. Fucking Zack Ryder was out there. That's right, a fucking Zack Ryder appearance. Can you believe it? The Usos were out there. RVD was out there. A couple of other guys. But not everybody. Not nowhere near the entire locker room. These guys come out, Randy Orton takes off, and the Shield gets their asses beat by all these guys, except for Kofi Kingston, who eats this fucking spear by Roman Reigns for some reason, and then Reigns gets his ass kicked. I don't really understand what the point of that was, to have Kofi be the one to take a fucking spear. Whatever. But at the end, it's Daniel Bryan delivering a running knee to Seth Rollins, the only Shield member left in the ring at this point, and Seth Rollins sells the shit out of this fucking knee. I mean, he took that knee and he just fucking folded up, landed on the back of his head and his shoulders, man. The way he landed was awesome. I mean, he sold the hell out of that move, and it looked fucking cool. So then the show goes off the air with Daniel Bryan. He's on the shoulders of Titus O'Neil and Darren Young with the other guys cheering him on, and at this point, the crowd is going fucking bonkers. I mean, every single person in that fucking arena was exploding. They got yes chants going on, and it's fucking deafening, man. They are flipping out for Daniel Bryan and these guys in the ring. That was pretty cool. It was pretty exciting at the end there. And having the locker room finally stand up to Triple H, I am extremely happy with that. That is forward momentum in this corporation storyline finally. You knew it was going to happen eventually, but they took a long time getting there. I'm glad they finally did. So hopefully next week we can get some, more interesting stuff that isn't so way out there. I hope. But did I like this Raw? I didn't really dislike it. I just found myself, disjointed from what they were showing. So I'm not going to say I didn't like it, but I didn't really like it that much either. I'm kind of in the middle. It was like average. Not a thumbs up, not a thumbs down. Kind of right in the middle there. Okay, JB Squared 61279. That's going to do it for me. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.